today's broadcast on Amazon Live. I'm just waiting for the signal to come through onto Amazon Live. I'm about to go live, and hopefully this will work this time round. So just waiting for the signal to go through to Amazon Live, and hopefully it will in a second, and I'll be able to go live. Okay, so I am live on Amazon Live with 15 seconds to spare. So if you're watching on YouTube, hello. If you're watching on LinkedIn, hello. If you're watching on Facebook, hello. This is Stephen with Lights, Camera, Action, Take 2, and I'm going to come over to me there. Okay, and I should be live on Amazon. The problem was of my own making. I've been broadcasting this weekend in 1080p, and I forgot to switch it back, and that means that when I went live on Amazon just now, I wasn't at the required resolution. It's very important to get the resolution right. We can broadcast on Amazon Live at 720p, which is sort of DVD quality, and we can't broadcast 1080, which is higher resolution. 1080p you can broadcast on YouTube with Be Live. You can broadcast on Facebook with 1080, but we can only broadcast at 720 on Amazon Live, and that was the problem. So hopefully we are on Amazon Live now. I'm just going to check. How can I check? I don't know. I'm just going to presume. Oh, right. Okay. I have somebody watching me. Thank you for thank you for coming to watch me. Now I know I'm live on Amazon Live, and we can settle down for a moment. It's a beautiful day in Wiltshire in England. So welcome to the broadcast, and hello. And this is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen, and you are watching. Let's get rid of that. You're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire. Wiltshire is a county in England on the south coast, and I live in Devizes, which is about 97 miles away from London. If I take myself off full screen, having removed that, then I can show you a little bit about Devizes. This, he said, is the Devizes town square. And this is where I live, population 23,000, and that's a centre point in the square itself. And in addition to that, this is a better picture, but it was taken at Christmas by Richard Edwards, and that gives you basically, that's the town square looking at its best, really perfect. You've got the Corn Exchange, which is the building extreme right, which is where farmers used to come and sell their grain. Next to that, you've got the Bear Hotel, which was a coaching inn in the time of Dick Turpin, I think. So this was a main coaching route. Devizes is actually Devizes, which is the crossroads. So Devizes crossroads, it's in the centre of Wiltshire, and you can see the monuments in the town centre. Because this photo was shot at Christmas, you can see a Christmas tree. Okay, so that's a little bit about where I live. It is a beautiful country town. We are half an hour away from Stonehenge, half an hour away from Salisbury, which is Salisbury Cathedral, which I'll show you later, and half an hour away from Avebury Stone Circle. And you'll see a picture of that during this live broadcast. So let's come to me. First things first, you are watching me live now, and I've got to say that, okay, just give me a second. Sometimes it takes a while to get going. Okay, my main camera today is Logitech Brio, which is up above me on my BenQ monitor, which is down the carousel, and my microphone is an Elgato Wave 3. So that's what you're seeing and listening to throughout this broadcast, and I'll be talking about both of them during the course of this broadcast. But the story really starts 6 years ago when I was live broadcasting on a system called Blab. Yeah, I've been doing this for 6 years, over 2,300 shows. and Blab was the first platform where we could actually get together. And you had 4 people on screen, you had comments down the side, much like you've got on Amazon Live today. If you are here, then please do say hello. But it didn't go anywhere. In other words, it was self-contained. This is before Facebook Live even. And that's where we all cut our teeth, our broadcasting teeth, and got used to actually broadcasting live to other people and other people listening in and commenting. In those 6 years, we've seen a great deal of change, and one of the major changes take place in October 2016 was the arrival of BeLive, be.live. Now, be.live is dear to my heart. I love be.live. I've been using it since October 15, 2016. I have changed, BeLive has changed, and is one of the best platforms to actually broadcast live on. As you'll see during this broadcast, I'll be using YouTube video, images, on-screen text, like that. Thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. Okay, but one of the first things that, I'll go back to this, we're going to be talking about lights, camera, action. I'll take that off. We're going to be talking about XSplit VCAM. I'll switch that off in a moment. You've seen where I live. Okay. And I'm just going to hide that. Okay, so side by side now, you've got Logitech Brio, and the camera on the right is the second one in the carousel, which is the OBSPOT Tiny. Now, the other Tiny, I got about 4 weeks ago. I'm really enjoying using it. But the one I want to talk to you about first is this. And I'm going to take this down. I'm going to move my my iPad. And thank you for watching Amazon Live. I'm going to move my iPad, and we're going to go through 10 years of broadcasting technology as we look at cameras. Now, this camera here, I'm about to show you, and I'm going to go picture in picture. If I can, right, I'm going to go picture in picture. Okay, so that you can see a bit more. I'm going to shrink myself. And if I go there, I can shrink myself. Okay, this is the camera that I want to talk about first, and this is the one down the carousel, Logitech C920X. This is an ideal first camera. I'll show it a bit clearly if I go up here. I've got some lighting effects here today. This is it. This is the Logitech C920X. Now, the X stands for extra, and I'm going to tell you what the extra is after we've looked at the camera itself. Okay. First thing about the camera is that you've got the lens in the middle and you've got microphone either side. So this is your first external camera, and it is a step up from the camera and the microphone that are actually on your PC. Okay, all in one, camera and microphone. Now, if I tilt this down, you can see how it actually goes on top of your monitor like that, and you can put these two together so you're actually looking directly at the camera. Okay, that's important. If you don't want it to go and be mounted on top of your monitor or on top of your computer, then you can close those two together like that, and there's a hole in the bottom, and you can take, he said, you can take a tripod stand, that, and you can fasten it to the bottom of the camera, and then you can put the camera anywhere. I mean, basically, the camera, if it goes on top of your monitor and it's fixed, and it's got a 90-degree field of view, or a 78 or a 65. Okay, so you've got those camera angles, 3 angles that you can actually use in broadcasting. Now, everything I talk about today, when I say live broadcasting, I'm including Zoom. So Zoom is an important part of what we're discussing now, because over the last 2 years, millions, if not hundreds of millions of people around the world have started to live broadcast on Zoom, and Zoom is certainly part of the equation. And this camera is ideal for using on Zoom. If you've got your internal camera, then that's okay. But what you want, the right side up, is an external camera. And this, the Logitech C920 is, well, I started using broadcasting, I said, 7 years ago. And I then switched to an external camera. This was my first external camera. So this camera is in actual fact 6 years old. So if you're going to ask me about the reliability of this camera, I can say I've had this 6 years and it's as new because it doesn't move. There are no moving parts. It just goes on top of your monitor. And I've managed to keep this in pristine condition. And even if we open this up again, that's how you get it onto your monitor. I've even got some of the cellophane still sticking on there because I didn't take it off. Okay, I don't think that's harmed it. But this is the camera that I started with. This is my first external camera, and it is so good in terms of being able to do 720p, 1080p, 3 fields of vision, 3 FOVs. The acronyms are a legend in live broadcasting. FOV, field of view, and this can go 65, 78, and 90. Right, okay. But the reason that it's down in the carousel today, and it's the first item I'm showing you, is that if I go over here, just a minute, I've got my iPad in front of me. Logitech C920X today is 14% off. It's $59.99. And this makes it a real bargain because if I bring this video on, the X in 920X actually stands for XSplit. And if I go over here, he said, okay, I've got it. I'm going to bring it on screen. I've got a short video that tells you all about XSplit VCam. You get a 3-month license to XSplit VCam with the C920X. 920X. There are 2 models, 920, 920X. 920X is the one to go for because you get the software. Now, what I'm going to do is going to go here. I'm going to take the BeLive logo off screen. Okay, I work for BeLive. This is my broadcast, but I do work for BeLive. Okay, and BeLive at the top right. But I've been using background removal software since January 2019. This is the best in class. This is XSplit VCam, and you get a 3-month license to XSplit VCam when you buy this camera. So let's go over, watch the video, bring it full screen. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch my microphone off and press play. Easy. I'm here to give you an overview of XSplit VCam, how it works. Background removal tool I've been using since January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. Now the image behind me is one of Salisbury Cathedral, and the acid test of any background removal tool is that you still have 10 fingers with little webbing between them. Okay, so that test passed. Second is the outline of your body. Those are the things to look for when you're looking at a green screen, the ability to actually move about. So let's take a look at the software itself. And this is the XSplit VCam program. Okay, now you notice at the top there, it says original. This is me. This is also me. So this is how I look normally. Now, first stage is to actually remove the background. So let's remove the background by pressing a button, and I get background's gone. Okay, prove that if I go here, background has disappeared. Okay, so next step is to select a background to go in place, and you can do that just by clicking an image. You'll get a different background. Okay, that's it. That's very colorful. Now, just a warning, you need to make sure that the image at the top is not too light. Okay, what you don't want is to have an image too light at the top. If you try it, you'll see what I mean. Okay, now XSplit VCam is an external program which you download from XSplit, and it sits on your computer and you can use it in this way. Okay, so over to one of my favorite backgrounds. So I'm just switching background. Now, if I go to here, you can actually see that I can get backgrounds from several sources. I can upload a media file, Okay, and I'm going to upload a media file. I'm going to go on my hard drive to artwork and to reduced. Okay, and I'm going to bring up this image, and that's it. That's how easy it is to take an image from your hard drive and bring it on screen. Second thing you can do is you can run a YouTube video. Now I can show you a sample of this. Second thing you can do is you can run a YouTube video as your background. Now, if it's your YouTube video, then there is no problem. If, however, it's somebody else's YouTube video, you do need to actually test first that it works. Do a local recording, playing, well, just test that it works is what I'm saying. The thing is that I wouldn't play in the background a music video because the video plays without sound. Okay, and I wouldn't play a video which is copyrighted. So make sure that you have the rights to actually play it, that people have allowed you to play it. Now, the best way to do this is to actually bring it into your studio, do a short recording, and if the video stays there, then you're good. If the video disappears, then you're not good. The third thing you can do is that you can have a web page as your background. Now that can be any web page because all web pages by default are public. So you could have your own web page, you could be talking about a news story, you could have the newspaper behind you. And then the final place that you can get images for XSplit VCAM is from a site called unsplash.com, unsplash.com. And that's where photographers from around the world have got together and they send in their best photographs. And you can go to unsplash.com, you can search for any topic you like, and you'll find a background that you can actually use when you're broadcasting on Zoom or on the web. The thing about that is, I mean, obviously the photographers give their photos for free, you can use them for free. But if you're going to use somebody's photograph, then what you should do, and what I try to do most of the time, is you go from the unsplash.com website, tweet them out. Okay, so it's a win-win situation. You're getting publicity, the photographer gets publicity, Unsplash gets publicity, and everybody's happy. Okay, and you could end up the new contact if the person who actually posted the original image makes contact with you. Okay, so it's a win-win-win-win situation, and it's for that reason that I make great use of Unsplash in my live broadcasts for changing my backgrounds. Now, in terms of changing your background, I just want to skip a moment, and I'm going to skip to a green screen. Okay, and I'm going to find it in the carousel because it's green. Okay, now behind me, and you'll see a lot of this during the broadcast, is Fovitec reversible green screen. It's green on this side, it's blue on the other side. And basically, you can decide which side works better for you. Okay, which side, is it blue, is it green? And you could just change around anytime you want. I find that the green background is better. All you're looking for is a plain background, and the Fovitec green screen provides you with that. The green screen itself is scrunchable, yeah, so you can scrunch it up and it's portable, so you put it in its case and you can carry it. Now there are videos on YouTube which show you how to do it. In theory it's easy. In practice, handling a green screen, just watch the YouTube video and that will tell you. But a green screen is not just for live broadcasting. A green screen can be used, and has been used, is used by photographers. So if you're into photography as well, you can use the green screen as a background, take family photos, take photos of friends against the green screen, and then you can slide in whichever background you want. Okay, you can have your friends climbing Mount Everest if you wished. Okay, so now a serious point here. Most of the software houses that provide background removal software say you can use our software, you do not need a green screen. Well, you don't need a green screen. If you don't have a green screen, what you'll get is you'll get tearing in the background itself. And the thing is, you might get an outline of your face, a little white outline of your face, and your hair may blow in a non-existent breeze. But it's okay, right? Okay, and we say hello to Corinda. Corinda is a good friend who lives in London and is a fellow Amazon Insider and Broadcasting Amazon Live. I'll come back to that. Corinda's got a new camera, by the way. It's even older than the C920. It was actually designed in 2010. C920, just going back to C920, was designed in 2012. It took off 2015, 16 when Facebook Live, everybody started to use it. Then everybody started to use green screens. When green screens became a thing, I've stayed with green screens since January 2019. The Fovitech behind me is just so easy to put up. It's actually propped against my back wall. Equally, you could have it on a stand. Okay, and I originally, I mean, everything you see in Carousel came from Amazon. I originally bought a stand to actually go with the green screen. And then when I found that I propped the green screen up against my back wall, I sent the green screen back. It was a return. But it was because it wasn't, I didn't need it. You don't need it if you can prop this green screen up against your back wall. But as I said, people, the software houses actually say that you don't need a green screen. Well, I'm here to tell you, you do. Because if you don't, you will get an outline, you'll get your hair blowing in the breeze, and it just won't look right. If you've got a green screen behind you, when you actually, well, let's just try this for a moment. This may or may not work. Okay. Now, I'm well known in live broadcasts for actually taking the odd risk. So we're going to take an odd risk now, and I'm going to my hard drive, and I'm going to load up a background image. And it's working away. And okay, I'm going to carry on talking. I will disappear for a few seconds. You'll still be able to hear me, yeah, but I'm going to disappear. I'm back. Okay, so this is a green screen behind me, and you can see that I've got 10 fingers. Okay, that there is little outline of my face, and my hair is just gently blowing in the breeze because I don't have the light. But you'll also notice that how effective the green screen is in terms of background removal, and I'm getting pretty close to being. I don't want to go there. I'm back now. Okay, so that's how easy it is to put a background in. I did that live. It, for the most part, worked, but you need, in order to get it right, you need a green screen. Okay, and the Fovitech green screen is quite probably one of the best. The second thing you need is lighting, and I've got a light up above me, and what a light it is. I 2 years ago I bought 2 softboxes, and I had the softboxes one either side of me, and they worked well because the light flooded from the softboxes onto the wall in front of me, reflected back, and I was reasonably well lit. But the thing is about softboxes, they're made of bits, and the bulbs go, and you've got to change them, and the fabric begins to fray. This is from experience. Once the fabric frays, it begins to look unsightly, and your partner says to you, yeah, okay, every time she sees them. So they had to go. So my 2 softboxes went to the recycling centre. I dismantled them, took the covers off, folded the covers up, took the wires off, folded those up, carefully unscrewed all the bulbs because there are 4 bulbs in each softbox. I put it all together, and we went off to the recycling centre and said goodbye to them. All of which meant I had no lights, and for 3 months I was broadcasting without lights. Well, they've got the room lights, and then I saw this, and I'm going to show it to you now. Hopefully I can find it. I'm just going to go in the carousel, go over to the first item in the carousel, and we're there. Now I'm going to bring up on screen an image because I want to tell the story properly. Okay, so I've got the image on screen. Okay, and I don't need my second camera. We've talked about XSplit, all of which leaves us with this picture, which is my friend Marco Novo, who lives in Portugal. He and I have done quite a few Amazon Live broadcasts together, and you can probably catch him live on Amazon Live later today. But 2 weeks ago, he interviewed Daniel Sigmund of Logitech on his broadcast, and Daniel actually showed this light, which is the Logitech Litra. And I saw it. I thought, softboxes have gone. I need a new light. That's it. So I went off to the Amazon.com page. Just click the link and you'll see what I mean. You click the link down below in the carousel and it will take you off to the Amazon.com page for the Logitech Litra light. Now, Logitech Litra light is new. Okay, it was released in January 2022. It's probably the youngest product I'm going to show you today. And I was so taken. I went off the Amazon.com page and I read up all about this wonderful light. Then I went off to another site called YouTube, and I watched a few videos on YouTube. And then I came back, and the same day as I actually saw the video with Marco and Daniel, I ordered my Logitech Litra light, which you can see down in the carousel. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to switch off. Okay, I'm being lit by this. Okay, and this is the Logitech Litra light. In actual fact, if I bring this back on screen, just a moment, and I go off there and just hide Daniel Sigmund of Logitech, Marco Novo from Portugal, and I go picture in picture again. This is it. This is the Logitech Litra light. Now, I do have 2 of them. One of them is lighting me now, and the second one lights my desktop area, which is why my desktop area has suddenly gone dark. I'm going to move that away. Okay. I'm going to take the camera away so that we have no distractions whatsoever. So that's the camera and the tripod stand safely away. And now we can look at this Litra light. Okay. When it's supplied to you, there's wrapping around the bottom and there's wrapping around the back, which you can take off. So you take off 2 lots of cellophane and then you have the light. Now, as far as the light's concerned, let me just do this. This is how it starts off. Okay. The first thing you can do with the light is you can extend it and you can possibly hear it ratcheting up. So you can extend it. So you can put it, you can experiment with lighting. You've got to experiment until you actually get it right. Yeah. So I did with this, and my main light is now exactly where I want it to be. So I'm going to bring this down again. Now you can fold the light forward or have it upright, depending on how you want it. Now mine at the moment is just at a sort of 35-degree angle down towards me. You can move the light to the right, or you can move the light to the left. Okay, so in terms of positioning, you can position this light exactly as you want. Okay, you can attach this light to your monitor by bringing up the shelf, and it just clips on the back of your monitor, and then you switch it on. Okay, now the power buttons are actually on the back. So if I switch it on, he said, there is one thing you've got to do before you switch it on. Take the lead that is supplied with the light, which is a USB-A, USB-C cable, and put it into the back of the light. That's the best way to do it. Now, this light is actually plugged into my computer. I can use it manually. I can switch it on now because it's got power. Okay, so it must have power to work. Now, then I can angle it. Okay, but that's it. Now I can control the temperature and the brightness with the controllers on the back. So you've got the on-off button in the middle, and then you've got a temperature control on the right, and you've got the brightness on the left, and you can control your lighting by using those. Okay, now I think this is a beautiful, come back to me, I think this is an amazingly simple device. Now we know Logitech. We know Logitech C920, 922, 925, 930, and the Brio. We know that they are a solid company producing quality equipment. I've had my Logitech C920 camera for 6 years, so their equipment simply lasts. And this light is the latest in a long line of products. This is the first light that Logitech have produced. Okay, and I'm blown away by it. Okay, because I showed you that it's got the controls on the back, but even better than that, I'm going to share my screen with somebody. Just give me a moment. If I go to share screen, and it's going to take a second, but I'll get there, and I share it with this software. Okay, and I'm going to bring the software up on screen, and hopefully when I go full screen, I'm going to hide my camera. This is the Logitech G Hub. Now, Logitech G Hub is well known to gamers. This is where they can control everything from their cameras, but now they can control their lighting. The light is up above me, as I said, on my top of my BenQ monitor, which is down the carousel. And from here, I can actually control the light. Okay, so you've got me on the left, you've got the software on the right. Now, what I'm going to do is, using the software, I'm actually going to switch my light off. Okay, now you see I have actually gone darker. Okay, and if I switch the light on, I've gone lighter. Okay, now there are presets. Just let me turn this particular one off and put it down. There are presets in the software which allow you to control the light. Okay, there are 7 presets available. Now the software, you just go to logitech.com, or just a minute, yeah, I'll be back. Or just come to me. This is the box. This is the box the right way up. This is the box the Logitech Litra light comes in. There is included in this a QR code which you can just snap, and it will take you to the site to download the software that I'm using. So you don't need to remember anything. Just click the link in the carousel, look at the Litra light. I'm showing it you now. It's a Litra glow light, and this is the box, and it's orange, which has got to be a good sign. Okay, so I've got the box, but it comes with 7 presets, and I'm going to show you each of the presets. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change theme slightly, okay, so that you can see a little bit more. Okay, so there's the box. We're going to go to the first theme, which is this one. Okay, now I've gone brighter. I'm going to switch it off again, because you can see now the difference between having no lights and having the Logitech Litra. Okay, better lit. This is the first one, and this one is, you name them all. That's bright cool. Then we've got cozy daylight, and you can see a difference. Some of these you'll see a difference, some you won't. But I'm just going through the 7 presets that are actually supplied with the Logitech G Hub, which you can download to control the lights. You're not restricted to controlling this light manually. You can download the software from logitech.com. Just zap the code that's on the box. That box. Yeah. Okay. Right. Next one. This is one I like. This is cozy candlelight. So you can set a mood with the lighting. And as I'm changing the lights, you can see the effect that it's actually having. And I'm going to go now with me full screen, because I'm using this software, and I can go to bright. Okay. Now that's not for me. I've got to say, of all the settings that are available, that my favorite setting is possibly a choice between this one and this one. Okay, again, if I turn the lights off, it will go dark. Now I have to explain that I'm using Logitech Brio camera, which means that when it goes dark in my room, we get some help from Logitech Brio, because Logitech Brio is amazing in low light. So I'm going to put the light back on, and I'm going to go from the beginning. So that's the first one. These are presets. Okay, and through to that one, coming up close to my favorite, and that one, and then this one. Now this one, I've got to say, this one is what I did this. Okay, you've got 7 presets, but you can also create your own presets. And what we're actually controlling here, if I go side by side again and go like this, is we've got 2 controls. One is for the brightness, and that's total brightness, and I can just darken it until I'm happy. And then the other is for warmth, and I can adjust the warmth. Oh, that looked good. I can adjust the warmth until I'm happy. Yeah. And then I can save that as my preset. Yeah. So I've got to say that I don't miss my 2 softboxes anymore. I've got the Logitech Litra Glow light, and it's just so good. This is going to be the first of a series of lights that Logitech actually make, I think. You just need the one. You put it on top of your monitor, or what you can actually do, if you don't want to put it on the top of your monitor, okay, what you can actually do is take your trusty tripod, and you can detach the stand that it's on, and you can put it on a tripod, and then you can move the light around anywhere. Yeah, so it is tripod friendly. Yeah, so you either go with the stand it's got, and as I say, you can have different settings. You can take it up, you can put it down again, you can take it up. There's the shelf to go over the top of your monitor, or you can, with a click, take the light off, put it onto a tripod stand, and then have it anywhere in your office. Now, I'm just using one of these, and the difference it makes. Lighting is very important in live broadcasting. Even on Zoom, your lighting is important. Logitech Litra light is the best light I've seen. I mean, I've been looking at lights for a while now and trying to find the best one. And they've been, the price that they've pitched this at is just an excellent price for this type of equipment. The build quality is Logitech build quality. Design, classic design. You can bend the light forward. You can turn the light sideways, both ways. And then when you come to the lighting, it simply works. And you control the whole thing using software, which is actually supplied by Logitech. You can either tap the QR code, and I've got to say about the software, just a minute, I'm just doing something. Forgive me for a moment. I'm just doing this. The thing about the software is it's free. You bought the light, and you don't need to pay any more to download the software to control the light from your desktop, be it PC or Mac. It's just, well, I'm blown away. I mean, let's be honest here. The items that I'm showing you in my carousel on Amazon Live today, I bought. Okay, I own over 75% of what's in the carousel. And I bought it because I'd done my research and I'd listened to people, especially on YouTube and on Amazon Live. And this light was my buying this light was a direct result of listening to Marco Novo and Daniel Sigmund on an Amazon Live broadcast. And I was so impressed by what happened in the broadcast that I bought the light. In fact, I bought 2. Okay, but you only need one. You only need one light. Okay, so that's the Logitech Litra Lite, and lighting is an important part. In terms of elements of live broadcasting, there are four things. The first one, not many people talk about. One of the most important assets in live broadcasting, talking Zoom or YouTube or Twitter or Twitch or your website, is you. Okay, and how you can be comfortable on camera. If you're comfortable on camera, it comes across. Yeah, people can warm to you. People can warm to you and decide that you are, well, people should listen to you. Okay, now, as I explained a moment ago, I think I put it up on screen, but I'm going to do it again. Just a minute. I'm just trying to find a heading. I know I've got it somewhere. Okay. First of all, if you're watching me live on Amazon Live, I'd like to say thank you. I'm just going to my trusty iPad again. Just wait while I go to my iPad. Okay, to check that I'm still live. So that was a moment then. My iPad went into sleep mode, and I lost you, but I've got you back again. Okay, but please do ask any questions about live broadcasting or items that are in the carousel. I'm here to help you. Okay, Amazon Live, we are independent broadcasters. We don't work for Amazon. We work with Amazon. And that means that basically when we go live, we're independent. Okay, we're giving you our view of the products that is down in the carousel, and we'll tell you what's and all. If something is not right, then I will tell you. If I've got a little niggle, I'll tell you, but I will tell you the benefits of everything that's down in the carousel. I must like them because I actually bought them. Now, as far as Amazon Live is concerned, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of live broadcasts that you can actually watch at any given time. There is effectively Amazon Live TV, and Amazon Live TV is chock full of people who know what they're talking about and enjoy broadcasting on live camera. Now, my camera today, I'm looking for this, just a minute. Okay, my main camera today is the Logitech Brio. So you're actually watching a Logitech Brio camera. And my microphone today is an Elgato Wave 3. So you're looking at a picture from Logitech Brio and you're listening to my Elgato Wave 3. Okay, apologies for that. I've seen Marco do that. Okay, and welcome to everyone who's watching live. I do appreciate you spending some time with me and actually watching my live broadcast. And I just want to say I'm broadcasting from BeLive, and you are watching, just a minute, I need one of those. Okay, you're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. Okay, now I've been live broadcasting for 6 years. My first camera, as you know, if you're watching earlier, was the Logitech C920X, which is down in the carousel. And I'm going to hide that and hide that. Now, the second camera I bought was the Logitech Brio. And it's Logitech Brio you're seeing now. Now, if you go to logitech.com, there is software that you can, if you've got a Logitech camera, any Logitech camera, even the 270, 920, 922, 925, 930, all Logitech Brio, if you download Logitech Capture from logitech.com, you can take control of your camera. I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So I downloaded, Logitech Capture has a little brother, which is not so intensive on your CPU. So I've downloaded it. I'm going to share it with you now. Now, first of all, I've got to actually catch it. It's a bit like fishing is this. I know what I want and I've got it. Okay, we have it. So this is the software that will control any Logitech camera. And I'm going to demonstrate it live now. And just give me a second. I'm going to bring it up on screen and take myself off full screen. So thank you to Daniel for Logitech Litra Lite. I've shown you the software that controls it. So we're going to take that off screen. We're going to say goodbye to Daniel and Marco for now. And to the right of me now is the software that actually controls this camera. Okay. Now, my apologies in advance. I'm going to do some things, scary things, but don't worry about it. Okay, Logitech make the best cameras. Simple as that. They also make the best lights now. First thing I can do with this software is I can zoom the camera. Okay, so what I'm doing on the software is I'm pressing zoom. Okay, and I'm getting bigger and bigger, and I did apologize for that. Right, basically, I'm just going to stay like this for a second. When you're broadcasting live, do check how you look on camera. What you don't want is to cut your head off, the forehead. Okay, never ever cut yourself off there. Make sure you look right on camera. This is what it's all about. This is all about being comfortable on camera. And I could zoom one further and frighten the life out of everybody, but I'm going to come back down so you can zoom in and you can zoom out and you get to the point where you're comfortable. Now, this is my comfort zone. This is the point at which I am comfortable. Okay, I've got a bit in the corner to distract you. Sometimes the hint of a chest set down in the corner as well. But I am comfortable at this setting. What we're talking about is getting comfortable on camera. You're being comfortable on camera, whether you're on a Zoom call or whether you're broadcasting out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, or your website. We're talking about you're being comfortable on camera. Now, what we're doing now is to actually control the camera so that you get the settings you want. Every Sunday night, I do this exercise. I go through all these settings, make sure this is all working, and I adjust the camera until I'm happy with it. Yeah, it's important every week because things change. Okay, now once you've set it, you can forget it, but you do need to set it first. Okay, now I'm going to go here with the software. Okay, so this is Logitech Capture, and I'm going to pan. Okay, now I can pan that way. I can pan that way. I'm using the controls on the software to actually pan, and there is a limit to how far I can go, but you'll see why I actually go to here. Okay, the thing I want to do is make sure that I'm in right headroom in the middle of the screen, not off to one side. Don't be sat off to one side. That's off-putting. Okay, what you want to do is be in the middle of the screen and looking at the camera. Now, looking at the camera is a learned skill. Okay, we weren't born looking at the camera. You can learn it, and I'll come back to that. So I can pan left and right. I can tilt. Okay, I can go up, and hopefully I can go down again, and I can keep going down until that's it. Okay, and then I'm going to come back up again. Okay, until I get to where I want to be. All right, now in terms of the field of vision, we said that a Logitech camera is static. First of all, it's on top of your monitor or it's on a stand, a tripod stand, and you can actually go 90 degrees, 78 degrees, 65 degrees. So let's do that. This is the 90-degree view, and you can see more of my office. Okay, this is the 78-degree view, and you seeing me, and this is the 65-degree view, and it's tighter on me, and I don't have any headroom, and that's no good. So I'm going to come back to my preferred setting is the 78 degrees. Yeah, you can experiment which is best for you, 65, 78, or 90. Now let's go to the advanced tab. Okay, this is where you can have quite a bit of fun in actually adjusting things. Now I'm going to go, well, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go for it. Okay, you can adjust the brightness. Okay, that may well be too bright, or you can go dark. That may be too dark. So you come back to the middle, and you'll find that on all the settings I'm showing you now, 50% is the default. Yeah, 50% is the default. So brightness I can control. I can control the color intensity. So I can go bright red, or I can go sepia. Okay, now you could go sepia occasionally, but again, if I go back to 50, Yeah, and I'm going to go back to 50. Slowly but surely. Just slightly back a bit, back a bit, back a bit. Okay, that's close enough for this broadcast. Okay, so I can adjust the color. I can also adjust the contrast. Okay, now there may be uses for this, but I'm going from one end of the spectrum to the other. But I'm going to end up, you guessed it, I'm going to end up back at 50% because that's the default setting. Auto white balance, you can either have on or off. Now I'm going to switch it off, and because I'm well lit, you won't see any difference. But the auto white balance is good in low light to actually push some light into the settings. Okay, now the bottom left button, I'm going to go, hang on, no I'm not, I'm going to go picture in picture. The bottom left button is autofocus. You do not need autofocus. It used to have a purpose. It no longer has a purpose. Just leave it off. You don't need to do it. So the controls, okay, you can zoom in and out, you can tilt up and down, you can pan left and right, you can decide the field of view on the advanced tab. You can set the brightness, you can set the color, you can set the contrast and the auto white balance. Now the system, the Logitech system, will remember the settings you gave to it. Simple as that. So you can set it and it's done. And I do this every Sunday night just to walk through basically what I want to look like. So when I'm on screen, I'm comfortable with the way I look. I've got headroom. I'm roughly the center of the screen. I'm looking at the camera and I've adjusted it all using Logitech Capture, which you can download from the logitech.com site to actually control your camera. Now, it controls any Logitech camera. 270, 920, 922, 925, 930, and the Brio are all controlled by one piece of software, Logitech Capture. Go to logitech.com, download it, and then you can fine-tune your on-screen presence and you're making full use of the camera. Now, having said that, you can just buy the camera, install it on your PC or Mac, it will be recognized, you can use it straight away. But if you want to go further, then download the software and you can choose exactly how you look on screen. Okay, so over to the carousel. Thank you for watching me on Amazon Live today. And so that was, I forgot to change the thing. That was the Logitech, this is the Logitech Brio you're watching now. Today, the camera I've just described to you and the software I've just described to you are on sale. And if you click the link in the carousel, they are $158.70, 21% off today. So that camera is 21% off. It is, I mean, I had this camera now for 18 months, not a problem with it. Just sits on my monitor, I look at it, I set the settings, and it simply works. Okay. So just to say, you are watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England, and I thank you for joining me today. And if you've any questions, if you've got any questions about anything that's down the carousel, then all you need to do is ask. Okay. Now, up until March 2021, I was a desktop guy. As I said, I'd been doing this for 6 years, been broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and my website. And then in March 2021, I bought something, which means I am now not only a desktop broadcaster, but a mobile broadcaster. And down the carousel, I'm going to flick over to, okay, I'm going to flick over to, I'm going to find it in a second. Yeah. The Logitech 3-axis. Can I start that again? Okay, I'm switching over to the Hohem 3-axis gimbal, also known as the iSteady. It's down in the carousel at the moment. What I'm going to do is let me show you the iSteady. Just a minute. I don't need that anymore. I can stop sharing. Okay, and I can bring this on screen. Just a minute. I was looking for something. You know when you're looking for something, you can't find it. I've lost a camera. I can't lose a camera. Okay, let me. Oh, and I found it again. Okay. Whew. When you're live, there's one thing you can't do, and that's panic. Okay. Okay. Don't forget the Logitech Litra light down in the carousel. First, Logitech's first light, and a good one. Okay. Now, next thing I'm going to show you, and I'm going to go picture in picture for this. Oh, right. Just a minute. This is my second light. I need to put the shelf up, switch the light on, and put the light on the back of my monitor. Right. So this is on the back of my Microsoft Surface Book 2. Just excuse me a moment. Okay. I need to stand up and just need to angle the light. So I'm going to lift it up a bit, angle it down onto the desk, and hopefully that's provided a bit more lighting. I'm going to shrink myself. It's all in the preparation, so bear with me a moment. Shrink myself. So I'm shrunk, and you can now see my desktop. Okay, I'm just going to move that slightly. Okay, I'm going to show you something. This basically does two things. One, it allows me to capture video, but the other thing is it keeps me fit, because whilst I'm out filming and walking, just let me click there. Whilst I'm out filming and walking, using what's in here, this is a very solid carrying case in which the unit fits. And this is the Hohem iSteady gimbal. Okay, now gimbal has two jobs. Let me just put it down and come back to me. Come back to me. Right, okay. Gimbal has two jobs. And if I could find my phone, I'd tell you, but I can't find. Oh, yes, I can. Right. The gimbal is for mobile video. It's for you when you're out shooting mobile video. Now, the thing is, if you just use your mobile like this, then there's something you're afraid of, something you're concentrating on. You're grasping the phone tightly because you don't want it to actually drop to the floor. And you're afraid of that. If you've got a $1,200 iPhone, the last thing you want to do when you're shooting video is to drop this. So your concentration is not on what you're filming, your concentration is on not dropping the phone. And that's understandable. But that means that you're going to be missing your best shots. The other thing is that when you're shooting on your mobile phone, you walk. And as you walk, whether you notice it or not, your phone is going up and down. Yeah. All of which makes for a very shaky video. Now, if you're doing home movies, it's not a problem. You can take your phone, go like that, and you can shoot some darn good films for your own personal enjoyment. Yeah. But as soon as you want to put a mobile video up on YouTube, then you do need to do something. And the something is to buy a gimbal. And the one in the carousel is the one in my hand, and it is the Hohem iSteady gimbal. And I've got to say, I love this gimbal. It's very lightweight, okay? And the way it works is this: you take your phone, take the case off your phone first, yeah? And then you insert your phone into the clamp, okay? The only other thing you need to do then is on the front is a control panel. I'll just show you that a bit clearer. On the front is a control panel. So your phone's in there, in the clamp, and it's safe. It's not going to fall on the floor. If this falls on the floor, then your phone is protected. Yeah, it's held in that clamp. So that's the first obstacle done. The second obstacle is that this is a gimbal, which means that it actually floats. And as you move up and down, yeah, it stops the camera from shaking. It removes camera shake. This is why it's called the iSteady gimbal, because it removes camera shake so that you can walk with this and you know that the resulting film is going to be steady. Now, this is a beautiful piece of kit, but rather than just talk about it, I'm actually going to show you a video. So I'm bringing a video up. Now, the video I'm about to show you, just a moment. This video was created using the iSteady gimbal, which I'm holding now. I'm going to go off full screen. Okay, I'm going to take away my desktop. I'm going to put the video full screen. Now, we are visiting Salisbury in Wiltshire, Salisbury Cathedral, and I'm going to play the video. I'm just going to switch my microphone off first, put the video full screen, and this was shot using the Hohem gimbal. Walk around. It's a great place to visit. It's something about Salisbury. And say hello to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Twitch. Hopefully I'm live on my website too as we take this walk around Salisbury Cathedral. This is going to be a short broadcast, but hopefully it's a successful one. I can't see your comments because I'm actually just following around the cloisters. Okay, now the plan is we'll walk around the four sides of the cloisters and try and avoid people. But Salisbury for centuries has been a place of pilgrimage, just in the same way that pilgrims in Spain go on pilgrimages. Then this is one of the places that people from Europe used to come and visit. We're about to go past a door in a moment, a very special door. So we head towards the end of the corridor, and this piece is closed off. There are gardens through that door. We can go out into the gardens, but we're coming up the third side of the cloisters. And if I go over here, then I can give you an idea of what he said standing up, what the cloisters actually look like. It is a beautiful sight as I just pan round to the cathedral itself, and hopefully I can just climb down again. Okay, 1, 2, we're down. Okay, so now on our right, and it will be described in a moment on this poster here, this is the chapter house. And the chapter house, we can sort of look through the glass, but that's where there is one of the copies of the Magna Carta from 1215. And it's one of the original copies made at the time of the original. It's one of only 3 existing copies of the Magna Carta. And if you go through that doorway, then you can read and see the story. Right, what I'm going to do now is hopefully I'm going to fast forward, and I'm going to show you the exterior of the cathedral, and I'm just waiting until I get to there, and we'll press play again. So this is the exterior of Salisbury Cathedral. So we've been in the cloisters, we've had a look around the cloisters, we're now going to look around outside. The story of the Magna Carta is in the cathedral. Well, we can believe that because we've just been there. And you can see that the sign is in 4 languages: English, German, French and Spanish. And there's, just to show that I'm here at Christmas time, there's a tree. But it is just magnificent. So what we're going to do now is we're going to walk across the grass, 4 sides, and there is the cathedral. I'm just hoping that I can actually show you the magnificence of the cathedral as we go around. And there's nobody walking around here. We're quite safe until I get to the edge. Then what I'm going to try and do is go up, and if I zoom out, you get some idea of what the cathedral actually looks like. I'm just going to try and adjust here because I do want to get it. That's it. I'm going right to the top of the spire, and it will be cold up there today, and then coming down. Sorry for the being juddery, but we're actually coming down the external walls of the cathedral. Okay, so it is. It's always a pleasure to actually visit Salisbury Cathedral. It was built in the 1100s. It's a place of pilgrimage, and to walk around the cloisters is just so peaceful, so quiet. Apart from the guy with the home gimbal walking around filming everything, and this gimbal means that not only can we actually visit these places, but we can also record our visits. And this is important. Okay, you're actually recording history. Okay, not just the date, it's the day you were there. You're actually recording what's happening when you were there, and you're only using your mobile camera, but add a gimbal to it and it becomes steady, eye steady. Yeah, and you can put your videos, as that one that I just showed you, you can put those videos on YouTube and people will come and watch. And people search for Salisbury Cathedral and see that, search for Stonehenge and see that, search for Ebury. So I've got about 20 different videos on YouTube, all made with a home gimbal. If you type in my name on YouTube, not now, but later, if you type in my name on YouTube, then you'll find all the videos. All the videos are 20, 25 minutes long. I cannot show you the full video, but obviously I'm giving you a taste of what Salisbury Cathedral is about. If you visit England, do visit Wiltshire, do go to Stonehenge, do visit Salisbury Cathedral, and do visit all the wonderful places that are around where I live in Wiltshire in England, in Devizes, about 97 miles away from London. Right, so we've done 2 elements. Okay, there are 2 more elements in the live broadcasting kit, and I'm just going to highlight one of them down in the carousel. Okay, so you've got your gimbal, you've got your phone. There's one other thing that you need, and it is this. Okay, that's probably better, the right way up. Okay, you need a lapel microphone. Your phone has an inbuilt microphone. I'm not going to argue with that, but the quality, I mean, you heard there on the video that I was doing a voiceover, and the voiceover went through this microphone so that this was heard above everything that was going on around me. The noises going around me were still recorded, but because I was wearing one of these, my voice took precedence. Okay, you can hear my voice, and that's the box it comes in, and it comes with, I nearly lost this, you probably can't see it, but it comes with a cover for the microphone, and this is what the microphone looks like. Okay, this is the case that it comes in, so power device, and on the back it has the legend, words can change lives, record them perfectly. Now just a point here, when you get yourself, well, a few years ago, about 5, 6 years ago, I was creating Udemy courses, and when I looked around at my fellow course creators, they were all soundproofing their studios. Cost a fortune, yeah, to soundproof a studio and to have something on your microphone so you didn't get this sound. Nowadays, though, things have changed, and Udemy suggested that I get a lapel microphone, and they recommended the Sony. So that's my first lapel microphone. My current lapel microphone is the one that's down in the carousel, which is this one. And I don't know what happens, but as soon as you put a cable inside it sort of gets all knotted. Okay, now I do need to sort this out. This is from the last time I demonstrated it, so you're seeing it when it's tangled, and all I need to do, just to show you that it's not knotted, is if I go here. Okay, why do put two cables together and they get excited and they start to, okay, so just a minute. Okay, I am making this worse before I make it better, but eventually I should come out. Right, so this is the microphone. It has a crocodile clip on it, and the crocodile clip attaches to your clothing. Simple as that. The other end of it, the audio lead end, goes into the bottom of your phone, and I'm going to do this live. You've got the audio socket on the bottom of your phone, and you simply plug it in. That's it. Now, the simple act of plugging this microphone into your mobile phone is that you cut out the microphone that's in the mobile phone and it's replaced by this. You don't need to do anything. It all happens automatically. As soon as you put an audio lead in there, then this microphone takes precedence. Now you notice that my sound on the video was clear. And that's because this microphone goes up against your body and your body absorbs a lot of the surrounding sound. The other thing is that the microphone is close to you. I have it about there. Okay. And it simply works. Basically, what you're doing, you're improving the quality of your audio on your mobile video, unrecognizable from when you just talk and you just have the phone. Because as you're moving the phone, if you go for a far away shot, you're actually changing the volume. This is fixed to you. It's part of you as soon as you clip it on. And that means that this volume is steady. So there's no toing and froing with this. Yeah, the volume is steady. This is the best lapel microphone I've found, and it is down in the carousel today. And it should be. If you're shooting video for your own use, you can use the inbuilt microphone. You can set it to one direction, and it will record you. But it won't do anywhere near as good a job as an external microphone, lapel microphone, which is down the carousel today. Just let me pick up my iPad, and my iPad is saying that today that is $29.87, which is 50% off. So whilst we're broadcasting live, we get discounts on the items that we're actually marketing, and this lapel microphone today, he said, trying to get it again. This lapel microphone is 50% off today. Okay. Necessary. If you're going to, I put my videos on YouTube, so I have to have good quality sound in order for people to come and watch them. And people do watch my videos about, I'm just knotting this cable, do watch my videos about Stonehenge. I must pack this away properly afterwards. Okay. Always pack your gear away properly. That's better. Okay. So after the show today, one of my first jobs is to take this cable. Now, the cable itself is, I would say, around about 6 feet long. But as this just clips onto your clothing, 6 feet you don't actually need. Okay. So that's it. Now, this is a true story. Okay, I'm staying with mobile video. I'm staying with the gimbal. Yeah. We took this gimbal down to Portsmouth, which is in the south of England, together with the microphone and my mobile phone. And we were visiting Portsmouth Royal Naval Dockyards, which until 1992 were where the Royal Navy was based, on the south coast in Portsmouth. Then they moved up to Scotland. But they left the whole base behind, and we were actually touring, and I was filming with my trusted iSteady gimbal. And then I came upon a problem. Okay. We looked at the HMS Warrior, which is the first metal-clad ship. We then went on to HMS Victory, which was commanded by Lord Nelson at the Battle of Trafalgar in 1812, and it's being preserved at the moment. And then we're going to go around the corner to the Mary Rose. Now, the Mary Rose is a ship commissioned by Henry VIII, which sank. And it was rescued from the depths, and it is at Portsmouth Royal Naval Dockyards, and is being restored, lovingly restored. So I filmed the Victory, and I'm just going around the corner from the Victory when the video on my phone stopped. Now, when I better explain. When I actually broadcast, when I film with my mobile phone, I'm actually broadcasting. I broadcast live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and my website all at the same time from my phone. And there's a thrill to doing that, being live and actually showing somebody what's happening as you actually tour somewhere, be it a country house, a castle, or a national monument, or Portsmouth Dockyards. But I was going around the corner and the signal on my phone went, because basically my battery died. And I did not get to film the Mary Rose, all of which means that we need to go back to Portsmouth to actually film the Mary Rose, which is why I got this, which is a battery power pack, which is down the carousel. Now, a battery power pack, you charge it, the normal cable, and then you can take this end, this cable, and you can plug it into your phone. Which means, I try to charge this phone every night before I'm going live broadcasting. But sometimes you forget, and I forgot. And that's why I never shot a film of the Mary Rose. If I'd had this with me, I could have just plugged this into my mobile phone, possibly that way around. Okay, and I could have carried on filming. So this battery power pack now goes, it's all in the carousel, it now goes into my rucksack, and I carry it every time I'm going out filming. Every time. And it saves. Well, first of all, I've got peace of mind that if I do run out of battery on my phone, having forgotten to recharge it, then I can just plug it in here. But the thing about a power pack like this is it's not just for charging mobile phones. Anything that takes a USB-C cable to recharge it, you can use this power pack for. Charge the pack once, use the pack to charge other things. Now, one of the things that my pack charges is this. Okay. And this unusual charging connection is from, like no answer's coming, I'm going to tell you it's from a Fitbit. Okay, so every 4 or 5 days I actually plug my Fitbit into this unit. Okay, now I mentioned a moment ago that we were actually touring Portsmouth Royal Naval Dockyards when my battery went. So what I'm going to show you now is a short video, again shot on the Hohem gimbal. And if I go down here, I just need to find something. I can stop sharing now. Just give me a second. I need to set this up as I go back here, and keep going. And hopefully, oh dear. All right, I found it. Just let me hide that and bring this up on screen. Okay, so this is where I lost my battery, my power on my phone. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick look around Portsmouth Naval Dockyards, just to note that this was shot using the Hohem gimbal. And we're going to go to Portsmouth. I'm going to switch that to full screen. I'm going to switch my microphone off and press. Is ship built in Great Britain, and it's steam powered, not sail powered. And we're just going to walk alongside to give you an idea of the size of this. Over there is a tower, 385 feet, I think. You can actually go up in a lift to the top.
but we're concentrating on the shipping today as we're at the dockyards. Welcome to HMS Warrior, Her Majesty's ship Warrior, or His Majesty's ship as it was when it was commissioned. And this is just an amazing place. As I pan round, we're actually, the estuary is over there, and we have all the buildings on the right. As usual, I'm broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and my website, live from Portsmouth in England, as Angelica and I do our tour of Hampshire. Okay, so I'm trying to avoid people. And hello.
Are you going on board?
No, we're not.
No,
Okay. I think you're not allowed to photograph on board, hence his question, which is a fair one. Today we're just taking a walk around the dockyards as opposed to touring the facilities. It's wonderful because you can actually get onto the dockyards for free, which is what we've done today, and you can walk around and you can film and nobody's going to stop you. So I'm going to go as far as here and then turn around and watch Angelica coming towards us, and we'll turn around and head back because we don't know what's going to come next. We've just done this part, so Angelica's going to follow me as I turn around. Hey, come here. Right, okay. So we've not been here before, so whatever we see next is a mystery to us as well as to you. But this is Portsmouth, which was the foremost naval dockyard. We've just learnt earlier this morning that the first ships to leave England for Australia in the 1700s left from Portsmouth, and we saw the site where they actually left from. That's the first 11 ships to actually go to Australia, and that coincides with the founding of Australia. And
I'm back. What I'm going to show you now is I'm going to fast forward on this video, and we're going to go to here. Okay, so I'm going to carry on playing the video for a minute or so, and then I'll be back totally.
Part of history. But you can film the exterior, which is what I'm doing, as you know, at the moment. So just a reminder, we're at Portsmouth Naval Dockyards. We're conducting our own walking tour, and we're delighted that you could join us. That is just, you can go on board any of these, but for today we've just decided that we're going to return to Portsmouth and spend a full day here, because we've only got half a day. There are 11 different attractions and we can't possibly do them all in one day, but this is just stunning. I'm sure Angelica's somewhere near as we walk up. British flag proudly flying as we walk to the stern. Okay.
Okay, so that video of Portsmouth was shot using the gimbal that's down in the carousel at the moment. And what I'm going to do, if I can, hopefully, is to switch off that information. Okay, so as far as mobile video goes, you need a gimbal which will keep things steady and stop your camera from getting smashed. You need a microphone, you need a battery power pack, and then you can go out and about and you can actually shoot live video, which you can put to YouTube, and other people will watch it, and you're actually helping people visit not only your own town, but places you visit. It's very important. We can't hope to go everywhere. And if you love your hometown, which I'm sure you do, then to shoot a video there that other people can actually see. What more can we do? And the other thing is, of course, you're actually getting exercise. And I showed you a moment the charger for this. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the carousel. And thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. Hopefully you'll find what I'm talking about interesting, and I do appreciate your being here. So we've looked at the 3-axis gimbal down in the carousel. We've looked at the lapel microphone, which is 50% off. If you click link in the carousel, you get 50% off. We've looked at the portable charger, and that is 10% off if you buy it through the carousel. We've looked at the Fovitec reversible background, which is behind me. And next up, if I can find it, just give me a second. I just need to scroll my copy of the carousel, and hopefully we'll come up with something interesting. And in a second, I'll see what I said. Okay, I'm going to talk about this today because it's basically, it's the Fitbit Inspire 2, which is down the carousel. It's 19% off today. And I've had Fitbits for 8 years. Okay. And basically this is the unit that keeps me fit. I just want to start a screen share in a second. So just let me set something up. I'm going off to something that I can actually show you in a second. If I could spell, just a minute, I misspelled it. You'll never find a URL if you misspell it, will you? Okay, I found it. Okay, and whilst I'm here, I'm just going to close a few tabs. I'm going to close that tab. I'm going to close that tab, and I'm going to close that tab. It's amazing how many tabs we have open during the course of the day. But when you live broadcasting, you don't want too many because every tab takes resources. What you want to do is to be able to concentrate on what you're talking about, which is the Fitbit Inspire 2, which is down the carousel, which is on discount today. I've been wearing Fitbits for the last 8 years. Okay, this is my 4th Fitbit. Every 2 years I change because they upgrade the hardware, and it comes like this. This is the band that you get with it. It's black. Okay. You can have different bands. You can have designer bands if you want, but this is the one that comes with it. Now, Fitbit is the way I keep fit. Okay, if you walk around your house, you'll do between 1,500 and 2,000 steps a day. 2,000 steps is 1 mile, so you're walking for less than 1 mile if you don't go out the front door. If you go out the front door, then that's when your exercise begins, and that's when your Fitbit starts working for you. Okay. When you wear a Fitbit, it counts your steps. Okay. How many steps you take each day. Now, I try and do 8,000 steps a day. And now that spring is here, I'll probably make that every day. So to keep fit, I do 8,000 steps a day, and my Fitbit measures them all. But that's just, this Fitbit is part of an ecosystem. Fitbit is owned by Google. You can't say that they're not, well, they're backed by Google. Google liked Fitbit so much, it bought the company. So this is what I wear. But the first thing you do when you get a new Fitbit is you go off to the Fitbit site and you register it. So let's go off to the Fitbit site, because this is the first one-off price, no subscription fee. I should say that at the beginning, because it's important that you understand that once you bought a Fitbit, everything else that I'm about to show you, is totally free. And I just need to log in. So just give me a second while I log in. And okay, and just waiting to log in. It will log in. I know it will log in. I'm continuing with Facebook. Okay. In fact, I'm actually logging in with Google this time. And page is updated. I can now go to my dashboard. Okay, and my dashboard. Okay, now they're part of Google, there just seems to be a little bit more advertising on the site than there was, but that's not a bad thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that up on screen and I'm going to put it beside me. So take myself off full screen, and now if I remove Portsmouth Dockyards, you can see this is my Fitbit. You register your Fitbit, okay, to get the warranty, but then you have your own page on Fitbit which tracks your fitness, and this is it. This watch is part of, it is a watch as well, yeah, is part of your fitness regime, and it's also, well, it's more than just that. It's an ecosystem which works for you. So the first thing you can do on Fitbit.com is you can make friends. Now, the point about making friends on Fitbit.com is that these are fellow Fitbit users who are dedicated to keeping fit, using and having a Fitbit help them. So it's people who are like mind. People with a Fitbit want to keep fit, logically. Okay. Now, when you become a member of the Fitbit site, you can join challenges. And I joined 2 challenges, a weekday challenge Monday through Thursday and Friday, and then a weekend challenge is Saturday and Sunday. Now, the idea of challenge is it's the person who does the most steps wins, but it's all done in a supportive way. This is not a race to the finishing line. I'm not going to come to the top, but I don't come to the bottom of the list. I'm somewhere in the middle. Okay. But it's great motivation. What you want with any fitness regime is for somebody to barrack for you, to cheer for you, to want you to succeed. And if I go out my door now and I do a 3-mile walk, 6,000 steps, then people on Fitbit will get to know, and I'll be cheered, because this is connected real time to the Fitbit.com site. So as I go out walking, they'll get notified that I've done a walk. And if I walk 3 miles, I get cheered. If I walk 6 miles, I get even more cheers. Okay. There is a community on Fitbit.com which is free to join. The challenges are organized by members for members. It's all free. Everything that I'm showing you now is free and part of owning a Fitbit. And it's why I've stayed with Fitbit all these years, these 8 years. It's because of what's behind this. Not just the unit itself. Buy the unit, no subscription fee, and then you're on the way to actually keeping fit. The next thing on here is that the Fitbit will measure your sleep. Okay, so you've got the little moon there. It measures your sleep. More importantly, it measures your sleeping pattern. Now, what you should do is to wear your Fitbit to bed 4 times, 4 consecutive nights, and you will be given then feedback on how you slept. When you wake up, when you woke up, when you're in REM sleep, all the various stages of sleep, you'll be told graphically how your sleep pattern works out. And you can tell whether you're restless in the night or whether you were just peacefully asleep. I didn't know that we actually woke up and went back to sleep, but your Fitbit will tell you that. It's fascinating information. And I haven't worn mine for a while, so I can't click the button, but sleep pattern. The next thing is that basically, it also tells you the maximum number of steps that you have done in a day. Okay. And as you can see from that, the maximum number of steps I've done a day is 60,000. 30 miles in a day. 30 miles in a day. I was wearing my Fitbit and it did measure them. And as a result of walking 30 miles, I got this medal. Oh, it's one of 7 medals I've got up there. This is for walking a marathon. 26 miles, 385 yards, wearing my Fitbit. And I'm proud of the medal. I've got 7 of them, and I just get the chance to actually show them on Amazon Live. But the thing about this is that it does measure the highest number of steps you've ever done in a day. 60,000 steps, 30 miles in one day is the best I've ever done. It's because of the marathon. The extra steps were when I went slightly off course, and of course you're actually walking before you start the marathon, you're walking afterwards as well. So 60,000 steps. The other thing that the Fitbit will do on Fitbit.com is you can keep a food diary and you can set a weight target. Now I've got 3 pounds to go on my weight target at the moment, and I know I'll do it eventually. But walking is keeping me fit and it's keeping my weight down. Okay, now the next part of this, at the beginning of this year, Angelica suggested that we walk every day during 2022, every single day. Well, I had 15 days off for when we're either busy or we're doing something or we're not well. In fact, not well, you can be you just get a tick for that day. If you've got something to do, then you get a tick for that day as well, but you only allowed 15 of those. And we are now on the 21st of March. Quick bit of maths tells me this is day 80 of this is day 80 of 2022. I went back in time then, 2022. And we have walked 76 out of those 80 days, and I know that because Fitbit.com tells me so. Fitbit.com has actually measured how I've been walking, and so you can see exercise every single day. Underneath that, we can see the mileage, and if I go here and go to see more, this is all free, all provided by Fitbit. I can see how far I've walked today, and I'm sure I've walked, I might need to charge my Fitbit, how far I've walked this month, how far this month, and the year to date. Okay, and I've done 872 miles in the last year. My personal target is to do 1,000 miles a year. And the Fitbit is tracking every single step. Every single step is being recorded. I'm motivated by my partner. I'm motivated by my friends on Fitbit.com. This is not just a Fitbit. This is a community. And this is people encouraging you to stay fit. This is the best gift that you could give to yourself, to a relative, to a friend. Okay. And it will help them keep fit in 2022. And it's as simple as that. This Fitbit motivates you. The community motivates you. Your family motivates you. I've been wearing these for 8 years. I just can't imagine not having a Fitbit. Simple as that. Okay, so the Fitbit today that's down the carousel is the Fitbit Inspire 2, and it is 19% off. Now, I paid the full price, but I don't mind because I've had use of it. I'm going to get a new Fitbit later this year. When I do, I'll tell you all about that. But for the moment, it is the Fitbit Inspire 2. It's had 49,645 average 4.5 star reviews. It is one of the best ways of actually keeping fit that I've found, and it is a great gift to yourself, to your family, and to your friends. So that's the Fitbit that is down in the carousel. Okay. Right. Okay, so keeping fit is important. I can stop the screen share now. Okay, and that's just back to me. Now, you're not seeing anything. I'm broadcasting today from my BeLive studio. Okay, if you see that logo, then that's BeLive. And I'm part of a community. We are here today, and thank you for joining me. I'm here as an independent broadcaster. You are watching, he said. Yeah, that's the one. You're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. I'm happy, in fact, more than happy, to actually be on Amazon Live today and spending time with you. If you've got any questions about anything that's in the carousel, if you've got any questions about live broadcasting, please do ask. Your comments are there for the duration of this broadcast. They disappear afterwards. The only thing that's left after this broadcast is finished is the video itself. And if I can help you, if I can guide you, if I can give you the information that you need about live broadcasting, then please do ask. Please do ask. I cover everything from cameras, microphones, lighting, as we've seen with the Logitech Litra Lite, to being confident on camera. I teach other people all about live broadcasting for BeLive, and I do shows on Facebook on Tuesdays in the live video sales group, teaching people how to market, and you're more than welcome to join us. But for the moment, we're on Amazon Live, and it's about time to go on to our next product today. And this product that I'm about to show you, well, it's not that one, it's that one. Okay, everything's set up. I'm going to take this medal off now, because that's connected with Fitbits. We moved on for Fitbits, and now we're going to go to my new favorite camera. As I say, you're actually watching me on a Logitech Brio Elgato Wave 3 microphone, which you can hear as I get nearer to it. Okay, I'm just going to move it slightly. But I'm actually going to switch over to a different camera. Okay, and I'm going to go over here. Okay, so now I'm switching over to a different camera. And you're saying, well, okay, what do you actually look like when you're using that camera? And I'm going to say, I look like this. And I'm going to switch myself to full screen, and now you've just got one camera. Now in total I've got two cameras and one microphone. Yeah, that's the way I'm working this, so I don't get any feedback. Only have one microphone when you're broadcasting, otherwise you've got problems. This is the OBSBot Tiny, and the OBSBot Tiny came out in 2021. It was crowdfunded on Indiegogo. That subscription was oversubscribed, not surprisingly, because this is a PTZ camera with AI. Okay, now I'm going to do that again in English. PTZ, pan, tilt, and zoom. So it can pan, it can tilt, and it can zoom. Okay, those are the three things it can do. Yeah. The first thing to note about the OBSBot Tiny is that it's not like the Logitech cameras. Its field of view is not fixed. I can take it over to actually look at my desk, and to show this is live, I can lift up the gimbal again. When I start broadcasting in Amazon, my desk is clear. Look at that, what's happened in the last 100 minutes or so. Okay. So it can focus on 1, 2, or 3 different preset locations. Now, I mentioned earlier Avebury. That photograph is of Avebury Stone Circle. We're still in Wiltshire. We're about half an hour from where I live. This stone circle was built about the same time as Stonehenge, 4,500 years ago. And quite simply, it is a great place to visit. The stone circle itself is larger than at Stonehenge. It has a village in the middle of it, and the village has a pub. So if you visit Avebury, you'll see a pub within a stone circle, and it's a delight to actually just walk around the countryside. There are many walks centered on Avebury, and it is a great place to actually spend half a day at least, because there's a beautiful National Trust cafe there, and the National Trust look after properties in England. They look after country houses, castles, and national monuments. And if you come to the UK, join the National Trust, and you can go and see all these wonderful places, including Avebury Stone Circle. Okay, now back to me. Okay, the thing I love about this camera, though, is not only does it have 270 degrees. Yeah, I'll just put my name on for a minute. Okay, Just a second. This is the Oswalt Tiny camera down in the carousel. Not only does it have 3 presets positions, but it also has AI tracking, which I'm about to show you now. And the first thing I need to do, apart from swiveling side to side, is to actually switch it on. Okay, we're ready for a demonstration. Let's go to my preset location. Okay, so this is where I begin. But the Oswalt Tiny is a PTZ camera, pan, tilt and zoom. It's also got tracking, AI tracking, which means this. You ready for this? Okay, when I stand up, just a minute. Take 2. When I stand up, yeah, the camera is actually following me. Okay, and it's reframing automatically. Now I'm going to walk around some of my office. Okay, the camera is following me. I'm going to move my chair out of the way, and I am here on the Oswalt Tiny camera. Now you notice that what it's doing, if I stop still for a minute, is it's giving me headroom. I'm making sure I'm in the center. But the thing is, there's a difference. There is a major difference between presenting sat down and stood up. I'm just waiting for the camera to catch up. When you're stood up, you have more energy you can give out. Okay, you can breathe better. Your voice can really boom. Okay, now before I get too carried away, I'm going to back off a bit. The camera will follow me. Okay, and I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go to my carousel. Just let me do this. As I go down, the screen will go up. Okay, and we're back. Now, these are down the carousel. These are Aftershokz earphones. And these are my favorite earphones for walking, jogging, running, and cycling. These are they. They come in a variety of colors. Okay. And I'm just going to find them down in the carousel. Just give me a second. And you'll notice how the camera is doing its best to actually follow me. And it will follow me. It will get there. Just a second. Oh, this is a long way in the carousel. Okay. This is the Aftershokz earbuds that are down in the carousel now. Definitely down in the carousel now. Different colorways. These are made for outdoor use. They are waterproof. Okay, and I know this. I mean, I've been out walking in the pouring rain wearing these, and no problem at all. Charging. You just plug the charger into here, and basically, as we saw earlier, we've got the USB charger, and I can charge it using the battery power pack, which is down the carousel, which you saw earlier. And I just plug this cable into there, and that's it. Okay, or into there precisely. So I'm going to do this live. Anything can happen. Okay, so that's now in charging mode. Okay, now I'm going to put these on. Just close that up and put these on. Now the first thing is that Aftershokz go over your ear. They do not go in your ear canal. This means that you're not going to get any irritation in your ears because they're not in your ears. Now, as far as their working is concerned, take your mobile phone, go to Bluetooth, you'll find the Aftershokz, press connect, that's it. You can then listen to your favorite music on Amazon Music, or you can listen to your favorite podcast. Simply done. Okay. Right, so that's the Aftershokz, and they're the best headphones that I've found, and I use them virtually every day. But I'm going to take them off now, because the thing we're talking about now, and if you've got any questions about anything that I'm talking about, then please do ask. But the Aftershokz are by far the best headphones that I've found. I mean, they're just durable, waterproof, good quality sound, because they're going over your ears. Yeah, the sound waves don't go through your ears, they go through your skull, and that means it's not hi-fi, but it is decent quality sound. And when you're out jogging and running, you just need the beat to be with you. Jogging and running or cycling, these are the ones to actually use. They don't fall off. Go to the gym, no problem at all. Go cycling, no problem at all. Go walking, go running. The thing is that because they're not in your ears, you can hear everything that's going on around you. You can talk to the person next to you. You can hear the traffic around you. You can hear the silent cyclist coming up behind you. You can hear everything if you wear these phones, and you can concentrate, if you wish to concentrate, on the podcast or on the tune on Amazon Music you're listening to. And that's why I wear them. I'm going to take them off now, because we are talking about this rather special camera. And as you can see, as I move about the room, that this camera is actually tracking me. Its field of view is 270 degrees. Yeah, we talked about Logitech cameras earlier. They're just 90 degrees. This is 270 degrees. So it can follow you, and it gives you greater freedom. And when I'm broadcasting live as I am now, just a minute. When I'm broadcasting live as I am now, it's just a pleasure to actually just stand up. I can stretch my legs while I'm talking to you. Okay. Being sat down for 2 hours, okay, fine, no problem. But if I can move about, then that's a lot better. And the Obspot Tiny camera allows me to stand up, walk about the room, and it will track my movements. Now, in terms of tracking movements, I mean, I'm moving, but I'm not actually running. It will actually track somebody who's moving fast. There is a fast track option. And with the fast track option, you can track faster moving objects. So if your son and daughter are doing a 100-yard sprint, then you can set the camera to go from start to finish. Now, just as a clincher on this, I'm just going to come back and I'm going to move my chair. Okay, and the camera is still following me. And the camera will follow me whilst I'm here. It's happy. But what I need to do, and hopefully if I get this right, is I need to sit down. That's the first time I've done it. You know how you get a new gadget? I mean, I've only had this Obspot Tiny camera for 3 months, and I'm still in a position of learning how to use it. Yeah, and I've just worked out how to do a transition from standing up to sitting down. That's a good one. That's another one solved. So this is the Obspot Tiny. I've not had as much fun with any camera because of its field of view, its 3 preset positions, and the fact that the tracking AI tracks you. There are 2 gestures you can use. That is start tracking. That is finish tracking. That is zoom in. That is zoom out. Okay, and it's as simple as that to actually use it. And it's so much fun. I mean, the fact that I can sit and stand and present to you the Obspot Tiny at this price, at a price point today of, just let me get the facts right, the price point today of what? Oh, right. Oh, wow. I love it. Okay. When we're broadcasting, we are given discounts that we can pass on to you. And the Obspot Tiny today is 15% off. And you've seen how much this camera can do. Yeah. 3 positions, pan, tilt and zoom, AI tracking, all in one box, $169. Now, if that wasn't enough, let me just take its name off. Okay, if you turn the camera upside down and you suspend it from a bracket on the wall, you with me so far? You can adjust the camera so you can actually point towards the stage. Now, when I say stage, this is a classroom, okay? And you can broadcast. And the camera, as the teacher or professor moves about the front, will actually track that particular person. Yeah. Think about church services, where the person conducting the church service is moving about in front of the altar. The other spot, turned upside down, will actually track their movements, and you can then record it or broadcast it. The Oswalt Tiny, I would say, is a great broadcasting camera. Now, the other thing about the Oswalt Tiny you should know, and I'll be open here, is that the Oswalt Tiny now has a big brother, which is the Oswalt 4K. Now, the camera I'm showing you now, we've seen what it can do. It's got a 2x zoom. The Oswalt 4K, which is a new camera, has a 4x zoom, so you can get closer and closer and closer and closer. Yeah. It also has 4K. Now, as I said earlier, that's basically the Oswalt Tiny camera. I can't say too much about it. Well, I love it. I love it. Okay. Now, coming to my iPad and staying with my iPad, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the beginning. Oh, wait a minute. What I can do is this. Just a minute. On the Oswalt Tiny, what I can do is show you how this works. Just a minute. Just give me a second. I'm going to show you how this camera works. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Okay, I'm going to bring that on screen. I'm going to take myself off full screen. Okay, you don't want two of me, so I'm going to hide that me. Right, okay, I'm back. Just a second. Just give me a second. We should have sound back now. Yeah, we've got sound back. Okay, I made a mistake there, and we lost sound for a couple of seconds. Hopefully, Amazon Live will be forgiving, and yeah, I think it was only for a few minutes. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this camera, and I'm just double checking now that everything is in place. Just a minute, I've lost something. Okay, so using the software, I can go from the desktop to me to the wall. I can also use the software to actually, well, let me just change something and go here. Just let me do this. Okay. Okay, we're going side by side now. Okay, so you can see the software, you can see me. Now, using the software, I can determine, just as we could with the Brio, I can go up and down using the two keys there. I can go left, I can go right, I can go up, I can go down, yeah, and further down, back to me. I go back to preset location 2. I can change the zoom factor, so I can zoom out, so you're now seeing my full office, and then double the zoom factor, and that's my preferred position. Okay, and it's all controllable with the software on your desktop, which means that this is, I mean, Oswald Tiny, which is down in the carousel, is a very versatile, that's the word I've been looking for a couple of weeks now. The Oswald Tiny is a very versatile camera, and I can but recommend it. Okay, now before we finish, I'm just going to show you the lights again. Okay, and if I go to, I've got the Logitech Litra lights down the carousel. I'm going to switch off the Oswald Tiny, and just give me a second. It's still following me, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to stop the screen share and bring in a photograph. Okay, I can take that off. Okay, so we just got me, and this is the first time I've actually used this camera for presenting. Apologies for getting a bit seasick, but I will find what I'm looking for. I know I will. I've done all that. Okay, what's this? No, oh sorry, this is where I live. This is Devizes in Wiltshire. This is my hometown. 97 miles from London. Beautiful place to live. And on today, when it's a very sunny day, that's brilliant. Okay, so I'll just give you a better view of that. So that's where I live. That's Devizes in Wiltshire, and I've been here now for 10 years with my partner Angelica, and it's a wonderful place to be. Right at the top of the broadcast today, I told you I watched a show by Marco Novo with Daniel Sigman, and this, I got rid of my old lights. I needed new lights. I was looking for lights, and Daniel pops up on Marco's show, and he shows us this, which I'm going to show you now. And just a second, I'm going to go picture in picture. So Daniel's going to go to the bottom right, and I'm going to shrink Daniel. Just give me a second. Okay, and Daniel's going to shrink. Okay, and I'm here. This is the Logitech Litra light, and if I switch it off, that's it. This is how the light comes. Yeah, from in the box, and it's the Logitech Litra light that's actually lighting me now. If I go here and I switch the light off, you'll notice I've gone dark. I'm being lit by the Logitech Litra light now. I can change how bright I am. I can change the warmth. I can change the temperature. This is my replacement light, and I just got to say, it's so well designed. It's Logitech. We know Logitech for cameras, C920, 922, 935, 930 in the Brio. Now they're into lights. This is their first light, released in January 2022, so it's still young. Less than 2 months ago it was released. It comes like this, and basically it comes like this. Okay, you have the lights at the top. The light, actually, you can rotate. Well, first of all, you can go up and down. You can rotate to the left and right. Okay, absolutely brilliant. So you can actually set the angle on the rake for the light itself. It has, I'm just going to show you, it has the ability to extend. Okay, so you can extend the light, and then you put it, you lift this out, and you then put it on top of your monitor, and it simply works. You have controls on the back. Okay, you've got an on and off button, and you've got controls of temperature and for brightness. You plug it in and it simply works. But that's not all. I've shown you how to do this manually. There is software, and let's just share my screen for a moment. Just a minute. I need to do that. I need to do that. Okay. Now I should stop moving about. My apologies for moving about. I'm just going to share a screen with you for a second, and I'm going to go over here. Okay, and I'm determined to lock this camera. Right, okay, and come back to me. Okay, and I'm going to, the joys of live broadcasting. Thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live today. I do appreciate it. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to share screen again. And I'm going to come back here, protect myself off solo. And next to me, you have got Daniel again. And also, you have got the controls. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put something else on screen. And I'm going to change it up so that what I'm trying to do is to get the controls to the top of the screen. Okay, from this software, I can control the brightness. These are lights demonstrated by Daniel, and I can do this. So let's go. There are 7 presets I can use, and you'll notice that my image in the bottom screen is changing as I do this. I'm just cycling through the presets. So it's very powerful. You can have different presets for different times of day. Yeah, and we're coming up towards my favorite, which is about here. And you're actually seeing the difference in the lighting. So I'm just sold on the Logitech Litra, and it is without doubt. Wait a minute, I need to do something. Okay, I'm going to do that again. Okay, you didn't notice any difference on the lighting then, did you? I'm going to switch the light off. Okay, and I'm going to switch the light on and go through different settings, and you can see all the different settings and the one that I made earlier, which is this one. Okay, and I'm going to switch the light on even. So the different settings for the light, and I got to say that I just love the light. I was going to say it's a brilliant light, but that's not quite the right thing to say. Okay, and I want to say this has been Lights Camera Action with Stephen Healy. You are watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England, and I'm broadcasting using BeLive, which I normally do. And also, I want to say, I'm going to take that off. I want to say a big thank you for your watching me live today. I thoroughly enjoy broadcasting Amazon Live. It is the best place to broadcast, bar none. You're the best audience in the world. Thank you for taking the time to spend with me today. I'll be back again tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern this week. And I'll be showing you more of the items in my carousel. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. And I will see you all again soon. Goodbye for now.